What's up, man? It's your boy Decopbo, like always, as usual. Uh, Daily bread. Today Thursday and Friday gonna be the last day. I'm only gonna do the weekdays and the weekends I take off. You know what I mean? Hey, hard work pays off, man. Like that's what I'm gonna do. Uh, Today's daily bread is about prayer, right? And somebody asked me a question, and the response that I gave them, I guess they didn't like, you know. But I'm not one of them people who you ask a question and you expect to get like uh, a generic version of what I should tell you or what question that you asked me. Like you asked me the question, so a friend of mine said that you know he hadn't dated in a while, and he go to church. I don't have a specific religion. I just believe in God. I've been Christian, Muslim, been in all these things. So for me, this is about spirituality. I just believe in God. So no matter what name you call him, I got 5 names, and I'm nowhere compared to God. So he could be Allah, God, Jehovah, Alpha and Omega. He could be whatever, Some people say God is the sun. Okay, cool, whatever. But and that's y'all personal relationship, and I got my personal one. He a Christian, and I know Christians, Muslims. I do not discriminate or put myself in a situation where I think one is better than the other. I think all of them serve their purpose. And but what I would say is that, well, what I would try to say. But what I would try to say, let me say the word try. Right? What I would try to say, I would try to tell that individual that you have to be extremely careful about what you pray for. Because if you pray, regardless of whether you believe in God or not, He's going to hear you. So hopefully, I know He do on one of the platforms. I know He look at my stuff. So He know who I'm talking to. I'm going to explain to you in detail, just in case you were offended by what I said. Okay. If I pray to God for patience, God might put me in a situation that patience is required. I'll say it again. If I pray to God for patience, God might put me in a situation that patience is required. If I ask God for a wife, He's not going to give me the wife I want. He's going to give me the wife I need. And the wife I need might get on my nerve. But instead of examining that part of it, we don't examine why she gets on your nerve. Maybe because you can't do what you want to do. Maybe because you can't be who you really want to be. Maybe because she don't let you get away with nothing. Maybe she on your ass because she love you. I know some people like, so what? But I'm telling you, maybe you want to be yourself. Do the things that you like to do. Well, maybe that's a bad idea. Maybe you need to examine what that got you in the past. So, God hears your prayers, and He gives you what you need, not what you desire. Sometimes we get lucky and we get what we need and what we desire. But if you pray and He answers your prayers, but not in the fashion in which you prayed, meaning what you had in your head, the idea you had in your head might not manifest itself, because God sees things that we can't see. He hears things that we can't hear. And He understands things that's out of our comprehension. So if I say, God, I want a baby, We believe that God understands our description or our language. That's a good word. We really think that God understands our language. And what do I mean by that? People actually pray to God and they describe what they want. Like Amazon. like God is like God is Walmart.com or something. God, I want a baby. I want it to have pretty hair. I want it to have pretty eyes. I want it to look just like me. If we really understood how arrogant that is, to go to someone who don't owe us nothing. That's like going to a person that you know that don't owe you nothing. Don't owe you no favors, don't owe you nothing. And saying, look, I want you to sell your car and give me the money. They look at you like, what? Man, like Spook say, kill yourself, man. I'm not doing that. But that's how arrogant it sounds. You're going to God, telling God what to give you. Not only give you something, but how to give it to you. And that's all I said to him. I said, do everything but pray. He go to church, he got upset. He got upset, like, what? I said, do everything but pray. He didn't understand that I was trying to tell him God might have him by himself for a reason. Did you figure out the reason that God got you by yourself? If you haven't, please don't pray for a wife or a girlfriend, because you're going to get one and you're not going to be ready for her. You're not going to be ready to receive her because you haven't learned what God put you by yourself to learn. And now you're going to get something good and you're going to destroy it. I am a professional on this topic. I laugh now, but this ain't funny. I don't know how many times I done called God and prayed for something and wasn't ready for it. And when it came, the blessing that came along with it actually turned out to be a curse, because I destroyed God's blessing. Therefore, I went through a grieving process of not having that thing in which I called and prayed to God to have, because I destroyed it. I wasn't ready. I'm asking God for shit I'm not ready for. You pray and ask God for money. Do you got your life in order? Money doesn't do anything but make people more of what they already was. The worst thing that happened to me while I was in the midst of my chaos was I started getting money. And when I started getting money, I'm going to do this and I'm going to close. When I started getting money, I started to just be myself, but worse. So instead of buying a little bit of something, I bought the biggest I could possibly find. And then my tolerance went up. And everything that goes up must come down, even though everything that comes down does not have to hit the ground. It still goes up and down. That's what life is. Life is a multitude of waves. So, when I finally got to the spot or the place in my life where I started to realize, if you don't believe there's a God, pray for something and watch. Regardless of whether you're ready for it or not, it's going to come. It might not come in your time, but it's going to come. So I decided to myself, for myself, that I would not keep this information from the people. So now when I pray, I am very careful about what I pray for. I don't pray for riches. I don't pray for fame. I don't pray for all of those things. And miraculously, those things come. But they come in a form in which I am prepared for. because I put it in God's hands. So God gives me things that I need, not things that I want. And because of that, my life is absolutely peaceful. Because I'm never reaching my hand too close to the snake's mouth. I admire it, I look at it, but I don't try to touch it. Hello. Because the very thing that I reach for and try to touch might be the reason for my demise. Once again, it's your boy Decopbo. Like always, you're special, you're beautiful, you deserve to be happy. And most importantly, if you find yourself in a miserable spot and you do not get rid of or devoid yourself of that misery, you are no longer a victim, you're a participant. It's your boy Decopbo, Daily Bread.